Hi everybody. Today's stream will be a short one because we do some engineering stuff and I think it might be valuable and helpful to you guys. What I want to discuss today is LED light bulbs. You know, in the very beginning for a long time we had the filament light bulbs, you know, where there's a glowing filament in it. Then came the CFL light bulbs, cold fluorescent light bulbs, but they had mercury in it. Mercury is a bad material for the environment. And then came the LED light bulbs. The original light bulbs were very expensive. You know, some of them could go up to multiple dozens of dollars. Nowadays, the no-branded ones are very cheap, like a couple of dollars, right? And they consume only a fraction of power. Now, why I'm making this video is about the lifespan, guys. The LED lifespan of a bulb like that, it does not hold true to what's printed on the package, but I will let you know how they get away with it, because I'm an engineer, I know what I'm talking about. So what I brought in for demonstration, that's why I said wear your sunglasses, is an ultra bright LED, but we're not turning it on. It's just a big one. It's an LED floodlight. So we can, for better demonstration, have a look at it. They're like huge. So what I want to discuss on this here, so I hope everybody hears me okay, is this is a floodlight, what it's called. You know, you use it like over in car parking lots, you use it in football stadiums. This one has 18,000 lumens. So that's the equivalent of about close to, I would say, 1 kilowatt quartz light bulb, like filament light bulb, halogen quartz, and it only consumes 200 watts in powers. It has color temperature, which is daylight balance, so 6,500 Kelvin. And what I want to discuss now, let's go back to the topic, the lifespan, and what the real issue is and what's going on here from the whole design. So what they do is the main culprit of LED life is the heat sinking. You see in here the yellow pieces, these are the LED chips. See the chips here, the LED chips. They're not single LEDs, like every little bit you see is a cluster of LEDs if you watch that later. And these chips, the main thing is if they get too hot, they degrade very quickly in lifespan. And so it's essentially important to get heat away from them as quick as possible. That's the heat sink here. And also when you look now on the package of a regular LED bulb that you screw into your light fixture, there's a lot of disclaimers where it says 30,000 hours typically. I mean, calculate 30,000 hours divided by 24, then you have the days, and then you know how many years it actually should last, right? The main problem of those LEDs is overdriving. This technology is called overdriving, meaning they're driving a higher current through the LEDs by a higher voltage, higher than they should be, just to get them brighter. To advertise lumens derives from luminosity, brightness. And the problem is overdriving LEDs makes them fairly hot. So the heatsink is essential for that design. And then when you look on the package also, it discusses open light fixture versus closed light fixture, like if your light lamp is open, the shade, or if it's totally closed, like a ceiling lamp, for instance. So closed fixtures, of course, the ventilation is not so good, and then the LEDs will also degrade faster. The next thing is white LEDs. These are typically white LEDs, as I said, 6,500 Kelvin. They are daylight balanced. However, to get the color white, that yellow stuff that you see here, that's phosphorus. So phosphorus is a coating that gets put on the LEDs, and phosphorus by nature for this application degrades. Yeah, so that also will limit the lifespan. Because people who have an old alarm clock, like we still do, like those red LEDs, right? They last easily 20, 30,000 hours, but they're not very bright, and of course they're red, so you cannot use them for like lighting up a room. But if you calculate that in year, the typical life expectancy of an alarm clock is easily 14 to 15 years. And they only go slightly dimmer, ever so slightly over the years. Then the other thing is dimmable versus non-dimmable. I did research, like LED lights that you can dim versus those that you cannot dim. I could not find much of a difference, like in regards to life expectancy and problems and issues. And what I want to discuss now, so if an LED light goes out, this big one I just brought in for demonstration purposes, these single LEDs here, they're like little clusters and they're all in series, meaning they're connected like a daisy chain, like a chain. What you can do is you can take a wire, piece of wire, but be careful what you're doing. Only do it if you know about engineering and electrics. You don't want to electrocute yourself. And then you think you try to bridge every single LED here, and all of a sudden all the lights will come on again. And then you found the faulty LED, and you can just like break it off or solder it off and just make a solder blob here and just bridge that LED. The remaining LEDs can still take this extra overvoltage. It's not a problem. That's called bridging. The other thing, let me get a sip of water here. The other thing is called a driver hack. In the LED, a hack, like hacking it, in the LED, there's a driver chip when you take the fixture apart, but really only do that if you understand engineering, what you're doing, so understand what you're doing. And there's typically a resistor allocated next to the driver that determines by a voltage drop what the driver is supposed to drive to the LED lights. And if you change that resistor ever so slightly to a higher resistance, the driver will put out less power to the LED light. The LED light will only get a little bit dimmer, only so slightly, the curve, but life expectancy will go up like this, like exponentially. So that was all about LED lights today. Again, I hope that was interesting. And again, that bridging with a wire to find the dead cluster. Do not electrocute yourself, okay? Don't use like a paper clip or something like that. That's not a good idea. But if you have any questions, drop a comment. I'll let you know how to fix and repair lights, those bulbs that are broken. This simple hack was a solder iron, and they run for years again. Of course, industry doesn't want you to know that. So I hope that was interesting. By the way, today nothing will be happening on this channel any further, because this channel deserves a break. It's weekend. And you have nothing better to do, because it's weekend. We are all at home, I guess. Go to Amy's channel. I think there's some kayaking happening maybe. And if that doesn't happen, I heard there's a cooking show coming up. So it should be interesting what's cooking, okay? So, and next time I will make waffles. I'm still looking for a recipe. So peace and out.